What's up VDD family, welcome back to another video. And in today's video I have a young low bass DJ Kuka breakdown for your chats. BAMBO Kuka XAKAPA XAKAPA Kuka breakdown based on that track, gents. So yeah, without wasting any time, gents, let's get into the action, gents. So yeah, as you can see, the project is loaded up in front of me. As you gents can see, let us preview the track. After we preview, we'll break it down.
bambo. Sakapa, 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 bambo, 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 bambo. Saka, sakapa, sakapa.
So yeah, chins. Bumba 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 bumbo. Ha, chins. Let's break this track down. Let's start off with our drums. So as you can see, the drum, I cut it from the tune. So that's how that one sounds. That's the original drums of the track. So basically what we did with those drums, obviously it layers throughout the track. So we did some small cuts, as you can hear in the track. So some small cuts with the drums. Pauses here. The break obviously comes back. And then, okay, yeah. Then here after the second break, we have another pause where the drums follow suit again. Then we have this pattern of drums. A simple pattern, but it gives more bounce to the track. So all I did with those drums, see, I routed them to the mixer channel, and then I added it to one mixer bus. So I added the fruity compression, fruity paramedic EQ. I added this tight drum sizzle, and then I just brought this down. So as you can see, if you put the tight drum sizzle up, just brought this down. Then the fruity compression I added, drums, this preset drums, added that, and some reverb. Just brought the weight down to 17%, low cut to 1095 hertz. So yeah, then I just lowered the volume of it. That is it for that drum pattern there. Then we add our shaker 3, followed by another drum loop here. So this drum loop just gives structure to the rest of the drums. Following that drums, we then added our whistle sound. So yeah, then we made the pattern unique, and we just added more notes to the whistle. So yeah, that's about it for that. And then here, added another whistle. So no, this is more percussions. Sorry. So this is the percussion pattern it is playing. Same with this percussions. We routed it to this mixer bus with this paramedic EQ compressor and reverb. And then yeah, that's it for those drums. Lastly, by the drum section, perk section, whatever you wanna call it, we added this. Okay, there's two more things. We added this hi-hat loop. Added that hi-hat loop, and then this open yet. So in hindsight, this is how it looks. This is how the arrangement looks for the drums. You just can see it full and clear. Then we move on. I'm not gonna preview the vocals. You know how the vocals sound. Then we move on to our chord sound. So in this chord, this is the first chord. I think this track has about 3 chords. So this is our first chord. Stage EP, suitcase, soft is the preset. Then I routed it to this mixer channel, paramedic EQ here, just to cut off the high-end frequencies so the sound is not so bright. Then I added Valhalla vintage verb with the mix set to 14.8%, low cut. I turn it up to 700 hertz. That's all I changed there. And then this is how that sounds. So yeah, and then as you can see, I'm automating this pattern 5. So this stage EP, I'm automating it so it can fade in. That's what it does in the beginning of the tune, the original track. It fades in, the chords fade in like that. Then we have this Nexus pattern, sine pad 1. Then I routed it to third mixer channel. Just added the fruity paramedic EQ, cut off some low end frequencies. Don't want too much bass there by that chord. So from there, we also automated this Nexus pattern. As you can see, it's fading in. And then this is the arrangement for those two chords. This is the arrangement. So it only automates in the beginning of a track. The rest of the track doesn't automate. Then we have this young guitar arpeggio that's playing here. Simple, but makes the most, it gives the most, how can I say, adds more texture to the track. Then we have this guitar, not guitar, whirly solos. Just some nice solos playing in the track as it's building up. Then we have our melodies, our melody. So this only plays in the beginning of a track. Say I layer them too. It only plays in the beginning of a track and at the end of a track. It's not supposed to play at the end of a track, but I just put it there for more texture basically. But yeah, let's preview that one. So the sound is, before we preview, the sound is a mega voice soft. Then the second pattern is purity whistle something, winter whistle. So yeah, that's it for that melody sound. Then we introduce some more chord layers. So this is pizza pizza. We all know the sound. Find it in Poison. So yeah, then we layered that one with the plug sound in Nexus. So Ember Pikes is the sound's name. Let me preview that. So I think with these Ember Pikes, what we did here was just cut off some low end. Yeah, we just cut off some low end there. And then, moving on from that, we introduced yet again to some more chords. So yeah, chord layer, VCF oscillator. You gents know where to find this one in Poly 6. So yeah, I think we also just, no, we left the sound raw. We didn't cut nothing from the sound. We left it raw. So yeah, moving on from that, We then have our favorite sound. Everybody loves this sound. If you don't love this sound, then I don't know what is wrong with you. So yeah, Sona. Used almost in 100% of Amapiano tracks. So it's very subtle here in the song. You don't so much hear it, but it's there. And then we have Pulsar, Pulsar 2, and what? And then our LD said so. So the Pulsar 2, you can find it in Citrus. The LD said so, you can find it in Soa. So this is how they sound together. So this is the Pulsar sound, and then this is the LD said so sound. So yeah, then we get introduced now to our second chord of the track. This chord only comes in with the bass. So yeah, that chord comes in with the bass line, the first bass. Then we move on. Now we have our third chord. From our third chord, we then introduce to our second most loved sound. Not the second most loved sound. I thought it was the machine, but it's not the machine, it's the OB. OB. One of the oldest Amapiano sounds to ever exist. You used to hear that sound in almost all the old Amapiano tracks. So yeah, we're using that one there. And then here, listen carefully, gents. Here is now a grand piano, but what's happening here with this grand piano, it's playing simultaneously with pattern 14. But now pattern 14 is playing the full chord progression, whereas pattern 15 is only playing half the progression. So the PZ is halved. Pattern 15 now is playing a grand piano. It's playing with a grand piano sound, whereas pattern 14 is only playing with the VCF oscillator. So if we solo these two out, you'll hear. This is the only place in the song where it does that. It's the only place in the song where it does that. Then it changes. So from there, we have our machine sound now. And then we move on now to our bass sounds. The bass sound. So if I just make everything light again, you can see the arrangement. This is the arrangement of everything. This is the arrangement. So yeah, feel free to pause if you want to look at the arrangement and whatnot. And yeah, let's move on now to the bass sound. Bass pattern, bass sound. So here we just have the E flute and the Evo bass. Evo bass, you can find it in Flex. Some people don't know where to find the Evo bass. So the full name for it is Evo Devotion. That's our Evo bass. So this is the first pattern. So I said just now this was the first pattern, but this is the first pattern. This is the second pattern and the third pattern. So here's our first pattern. So yeah, that's our first pattern. Then we have our second pattern. That's our second pattern. As you can see, the E flute is playing at a lower octave, while the Evo bass is playing on a higher octave. And then we move on, third bass, the main bass. So yeah, now we move on to, let me just call this the in-between bass. The in-between bass. This one, the in-between bass. So yeah, thus in between bass, quote unquote, playing in the break, plays in the break, as you gents can see. So yeah, building up to pattern 3, okay, pattern 23, but the third bass line. So yeah, the third bass line is similar to the first bass line, just these notes here change in pattern 3. So as you can see, these notes change here in pattern 3. And then we added some nice sound, low bass bit. So the low bass bit, can find it in, I'm not sure what plugin is this. I think this is Hammer, chance. Hammer, Jesus Christ. Hammer or Harmless. You'll find it in one of the two. I'm just not sure which one is it. I think it's Hammer or Harmless. I'm not sure. But just checking those plugins. The butt wobble sound, just a bit of a tweak to it. You see. So yeah, we're playing that here. So yeah, we only introduced this low bass bit in pattern 23, the third bass line. That's the only place we introduce it. Then pattern 23 follows suit again here, close to the end of the track. So yeah, that's basically it for the breakdown, gents. It's a very simple song, very simple. Just the way it was structured, it makes it sound so nice. So yeah, effects wise, we all have these effects. If you don't have these effects, gents, then I don't know, you're living under a rock or something, because I've dropped all of these effects. Gents. Then yeah, I'll tell you where to find it. Ice Crash, everybody has that one. These Kelvin Momo ones, it's in my packs, gents. These effects of them do. Let me play them here. Those ones you'll find in that big Mdu pack I dropped a while ago. Even this one, you'll find it in that big Mdu pack I dropped a while ago. Even that sound. So yeah, that's it for the effect sounds. And then we just have the vocal here. Bambo, 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 bambo. yeah, gents, that's it for this Kuka breakdown. If you enjoyed the video, gents, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. If you need the FLP, it will be down below in the description. So yeah, gents, catch you on the next one. Thank God.